Hey guys, if you're getting started with a new file for the landscape project, here's how you begin. Let's assume you already have opened up Illustrator. We've been working with this for about a month, so if you need to go back and review that, that's cool, but let's assume you have this. You're going to need to have your layers palette open, and if you don't remember how to get there, just go up to Window and click on Layers. And of course your Tools palette should already be up, but if it's not, go to Window and just make sure that Tools is checked. Okay, so to get started, you're going to go to File, New, and this dialog box is going to pop up. This won't save your file, but you're going to call it by like your last name, first name, and then call it Landscape. Okay, so last name, first name, Landscape. The dashes are optional. It just makes it easier for me to read and for you to read. You're going to make it 6 inches by 6 inches, and you're going to say OK. Okay. Now remember, this is not saved yet, so before we go any further, File, Save As, and it's important that you just know where you're putting it. So I recommend, I usually put things on my desktop, and I'll usually have them in my graphic design folder. Forgive me, there's a lot of stuff open here, but let's assume you have a graphic design folder, and I'm just going to go ahead and create one right now and hit save. Okay, so last thing we're going to do is create multiple layers. So to do that, it's pretty easy. All you got to do is click on this little button right here that's part of the layers panel, and if you click, you get a new layer, and if you keep clicking, you get more layers. So I'm going to make 5 layers, and then watch what I do. I'm going to click on the first one, and I'm going to call that layer foreground. Go to layer 4. If I double click, this is another way to name it that pops up over here, middle ground. And I'm going to call this, I can call it MG for middle ground, and I'll call this MG1. And then I can have another middle ground if I wanted to. So I could have like objects behind objects, middle ground 2. And then finally background. And I'm going to leave a blank layer right there. So if you make yours look like mine, that's cool. And then again, File, Save, and that's it. That's how you set up your image to get started. Awesomeness.